Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is setting up a new journal. And so I don't think I've ever really shared this journal. I did keep it in a different journal. This was sort of like that personal journal. I think I did share it in a flip through very briefly that I was keeping in like a planner that I had that I just kind of like whited out all the dates and stuff just to use it as a journal, and it was pretty much just one of those personal journals. Like I would just journal during the moon cycles and set intentions and release things. I would also just take notes from different challenges and webinars and things like that that I was doing. And so I filled up that planner and have decided to kind of downsize. So that planner was a little bigger. I think it was a little bigger, like a taller than a B6. And I did a lot of research to see if I can find a notebook because I just needed a journal in that size. And I believe the only place to get that size journal was Notebook Therapy, but I didn't want to spend so much money on a journal. And so I have a bunch of these Muji notebooks. These are the high quality Muji notebooks. They are like almost half the size of a full year Stalogy notebook, and they're B6 size. And so I decided, like, you know what, let me just kind of downsize the size and start using these B6 notebooks. And I figured even if I wanted to use a Stalogy, if I wanted a bigger journal for this journal that I'm keeping, I can always get Stalogy. Like B6 is very, very easy to find. And so I have one of these journals and I kind of wanted to make it pretty. And so that is what this video is about. I have decided to call this journal, because I always, my journals always need to have some sort of name attached to them, my Soulscape journal, only because it's what I journal in here basically are my intentions and my I guess I don't want to call them prayers, or just sort of like my entries to the universe. Like I speak to the universe through writing, if that makes sense. You know how people write in their journals and they say dear diary? Yeah, I address the universe instead. And but yeah, I tend to journal with the moon cycle, so the full moon and the new moon, setting intentions for the new moon and then releasing things on the full. And I also, anytime that I feel heavy emotions, I will journal in here, and then I'll just kind of put the date, really, because it's not really a full moon or a new moon or anything like that. So I do that as well in this journal. I also keep all of my notes and entries for various different challenges. I want to call them metaphysical challenges, because manifestation with Gabby Bernstein, and I take all of my Deborah Silverman astrology notes in here, and so things like that. Like if I do like, I know Hay House does a bunch of challenges and sort of like, not webinars, but they're more audio kind of webinars on their app and stuff like that. Any of those things, if I have notes or journal entries for those, it goes in here. And so all of it, this whole journal is about learning about the self, about setting intentions, about manifestation, about personal growth, and then like astrology. I mean, I use astrology for more of a personal growth aspect. Any like psychology things, so like Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, like all that stuff. And so it's basically like, I guess I hate using the word spiritual, but like a spiritual journal. It's like a magic mornings kind of journal. It's like like morning pages. It's like all of that. And so like at the core of it is me and like my own personal thoughts and feelings. And so I decided to call it my Soulscape journal, and I think it fits really well. And so this will be volume 2, or like, and the first of this B6 series, because I really wanted to keep the journals all the same size, but alas. So what I did prior to coming on to film this was I went through my stash and I pretty much pulled out anything that looked mystical and celestial and yeah, and had like a specific color scheme. So the color scheme I'm kind of using is purple and deep like navy blues and some pinks and stuff. I actually have a paper pad from Coco Vanilla Studio, and I think it's their Midnight collection, which I thought like fit perfectly, and so I kind of use that as the inspiration to find other things that I had. I had this beautiful, it's a Joann's paper pad. I forgot what it's called. It's called Magic something. And I pulled a few pages from that to 12 by 12, so I just cut my pages down to 6 by 8, even though I'm covering a 5 by 7 journal. I just wanted to leave room in case I needed that extra. And then other pieces of paper from other pads. Like I think there was a constellation paper in one of the Maggie Holmes pads, and so I just kind of pulled all that stuff along with various washi tapes that I thought matched. I have a bunch of Planner Society washi that matched really well, and things like that. And I have like a A5 folder that has more stuff like die cuts and stickers. I completely went ham on Lace and Whimsy stickers. I purchased an order prior to filming this video, even though I have like a collection of Kathy's stickers, but they're kind of the perfect stickers, right? They're very, very mystical, very on brand to like the colors that I like and all this stuff. So I did purchase a few. The ones that I did purchase were more of like the moon phases and the zodiac, because I am going to be keeping all of that, all of those notes, my Deborah Silverman notes, in here as well. And so this journal, like the original journal, I didn't really decorate. I think the most that I did was like highlighter and washi tape and maybe a few stickers here and there. This one I kind of want to make pretty and make it more of like a creative practice as well instead of straight up journaling. So far I have started journaling in here. So far I'm still not doing the creative part. I'm just like maybe like the front page, like for the moons, for the new moons and the full moons, I've been using my Lace and Whimsy stickers, just the moon phase stickers for that, and like maybe embellishing a little bit, a little washi here and there, but for the most part I haven't actually been decorating anything. I love Allie Brown, and I like how she's been journaling lately. She'll do like a little cluster in the middle or on the side of her journal, and then she'll journal around it, and that was sort of my idea with this, to make it a bit more creative. But alas, I have not been doing that. I've just been back to my just straight journaling. But anyway, I pulled all that stuff out, planning on using it, but this video is all about just setting up the journal. And so these Muji journals, they are their high quality journals. So they have like the little pamphlet, like the little sort of like insert type journals, which are much thinner. These are a bit thicker. I believe there's like 80 sheets in these journals, and the paper quality is much better than the little recycled inserts that they sell. And so these notebooks are a little higher price. I believe in the States they're about $5.95 ish. And they are like in size wise, if you were to compare it to a B6 Stalogy, they are the same height and width. It's just that the Stalogy is a bit thicker. The Muji notebooks, they resemble the half size. Even though I think the half size Stalogy has more paper, has more pages, because these Muji ones, the paper is a little bit thicker. The paper is actually wonderful. I love writing on it. I've only ever used the Muji 3.38 pen on it. That's my preferred writing instrument. I am gonna try using a fountain pen in here. I probably wouldn't use like a medium tip. I actually want to get an extra fine myself and use that, but I haven't gotten around to it. But I love the paper in this, and the ones that I get are the gray ones. And so there are the black cover ones and then the gray cover ones. The black ones are lined, and the gray are like a mixture of this line grid, and I prefer that better. but I don't like the gray covers. And so normally I just cover them up with fabric, and I debated doing that in the beginning. If you saw, because the spine, like to cover up a spine is very tricky with paper. You need something more malleable to kind of wrap it around. I thought fabric would be the best option, but I really wanted to use some of these papers, these beautiful papers. The one that I settled on was this sun moon, this pink paper with the sun moon on it, in foil. It was from that Joann's paper pad, and I'll be sure if I can find links to everything. But it's that beautiful magic, I think it's called Mystical Magic paper pad from Joann's. And so I just kind of covered the front and the back cover with that paper, and then I'm just using some washi tape from the Planner Society. I forget which kit this was. It was one of the December kits, and it was a thick enough washi tape that I just kind of covered the spine with it, and I think that works perfectly fine. And so my journal, since I'm using the smaller size, I went on one of the Foxy Fix buy sell trade groups, and I managed to find a B6 perfect fit cover in the spice French lavender leather, from a lovely woman who sold it to me, and it was pretty in perfect condition. I don't think she used it ever. And it has a little embossed star on the front in silver, and just the color. My favorite leather from Foxy Fix. One, I love Foxy Fixes. Like, I think all of my TNs that I didn't personally make myself are from Foxy Fix, and the majority of them are A6 TNs in a spice leather. The spice leather is my absolute favorite leather, and so I was really hoping to find a B6. I think I wanted to find a B6TN, but I figured since I'm only using the one journal, a perfect fit cover would work. And since the Muji notebooks are a bit thinner than Astrology, it fits perfectly, and I can like stuff it up with a bunch of things. But I've always wanted a French lavender, and this one was just so pretty, and the color just matches, and it was just perfect. So that's where this journal is going to live. And you saw that I already put in some stickers. Most of the stickers are Lace and Whimsy stickers, and some Planner Society stickers that I bought from that one kit, the one with the fairies and the moons. Oh, it's a beautiful kit. And I just kind of put them in the pockets there. And I did put some of the pattern paper in there because the leather, that the spice leather is very thin, and I noticed that on the cover you can see like the indentations of the pockets on the inside, and I just kind of wanted something there to kind of prevent that dent from happening on the cover. And so this is the little folder that I have, and I love these folders. My friend got them for me. You can actually find them on JetPens. They're like little writing sets, and they're Studio Ghibli themed. So that one was the Kiki's Delivery Service one, and I just kind of put papers and stuff in there, and that's pretty much going to be my folder for like bigger fodder that is not directly in the journal. You can see here I'm going through all the stickers. Those stickers end up living inside the journal cover because they fit, and again, most of them are Lace and Whimsy Studio stickers and Planner Society stickers. These sort of like holographic-y type stickers, I actually got them from Five Below. There were ones that were about moon phases and stuff like that, which I thought were fitting. And then I have a lot of that Midnight collection from Coco Vanilla, and I have these beautiful stickers from Rosie Studio from the Beautiful Dreamer collection, which I thought would work perfectly. And so the smaller stickers I ended up putting in the pockets. So there's this little slip pocket in the back, which all of these narrower stickers fit in perfectly, and so that's where they're gonna live. And then I have some really old, so the new Lace and Whimsy stickers fit back there, but the old ones didn't, so I just put them in the front. And then there's another little slip pocket here where I have my Planner Society stickers, and so that's what's gonna live in the actual notebook. The other stickers I am keeping in that little folder in case I do want to use them at some point, and I really do want to use them. I'm hoping that I can get into some sort of flow of decorating my pages before I write in them. But these are just some of the spare papers that I pulled out. I think I actually end up I don't think these papers live in this folder anymore. I think at some point I did end up removing them and putting them back into the paper pads where I found them. But for right now, they did end up in the folder. And I pulled out a bunch of die cuts, and so a lot of these die cuts are from that Rosie Studio Beautiful Dreamer collection. And some of them are Planner Society. I have some stickers, like die cut stickers from Lace and Whimsy, and then I have a bunch of like cards and stuff from that Mystic Magic paper pad from Joann's, and some things from Kiki K, and just a lot of cards. And then I also got this beautiful paper pad. This was also a Park Lane Joann's paper pad, and it's very pretty, very moon, everything. And so I pulled out, you see here, it's called Twilight. Look, that's Twilight. I pulled out the moon phase one and the stars. And then I have this very, very funny photograph of myself that I took, oh my God, a long time ago, a while ago. But I'm just like basically floating in the sky. And like I have my arms out in sort of like a meditation type pose, and the colors work, and I figured that I would make like a little cluster and put that somewhere at this beginning of my journal. I thought about putting it on the cover, but at the end I decided to put it on the inside cover where you have this gray paper, you know, the lining of the inside and like where your pages actually begin. And I pretty much kept it really, really simple. I just layered my photograph on top of this beautiful doily that I have here, that the sizing fit perfectly in that spot. And then I am just decorating the entire page with these die cuts from the Beautiful Dreamer collection. I really, really like this picture of myself. It took a lot of post editing work to get it to look like that. I think I was just sitting on a stool, and then I had to like cut myself out of the photo. If it didn't take so much work to edit, I would definitely make some more of these type photographs. But yeah, so I just kind of layered a floral piece and then a little die cut that said Dreamer and then the definition. I took one of the butterflies, and then I did add a few word strips just to spell out Hello Beautiful, and that was actually from the Cocoa Vanilla Midnight collection. And yeah, like I said, I just kept it really, really simple. And I am just putting it into my journal with double-sided tape, trying not to use any wet medium in this, only because the paper is just not thick enough for any heavy medium. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do in this setup. I will flip through shortly and show you what I've done on the inside, which is just I left a space for my index. I like referencing back, especially my notes that I take, and so I always want to have an index. And then I did tip in some vellum paper, and I put a label on that to say August because I am beginning this journal in August. And then I did go ahead off camera and create my August calendar. In the planner I did use the calendar section, and so I wanted to keep that here, and so I have it at the start. And then I basically took my bookmark from the previous journal and I just kind of cut it down so it fit better in this B6 journal and have that in as well. And basically that is the setup. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!